I am Yorkie, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm looking at Starfield. I'm going to do a quick review session of all the little different points and things that you can do in the game. Maybe not outposts because I've not progressed that far yet, but it's looking like a great game, very big game. Of course you've got third person view as well as first person view. But thanks for tuning in. I'm just going to dive straight into it. So I just want to show some quick combat to show how favoriting the weapons really helps keep combat flowing. Let's get to first person here.
You need to leave this area immediately. This is now in combat zone.
Decent little gun this.
Looks abandoned. Sorry, that's obvious.
Grenade launcher.
System failure.
It's like once you've got a good rotation of weapons,
Beginning combat protocol.
you don't even have to reload really. Once you're in the thick of it,
Damage.
just going from enemy combat to enemy combat. That's two of them now.
Catastrophic.
Which shows my point a little bit better.
Unable.
So instead of reloading, boom, just
Not possible.
switch favourite, switch favourite. Nice scope on this. Oh, I needed to reload. No, I didn't, just change weapon. Destroying this outpost in record time. And then when the course is clear, then you do your reloads. So it's all about that. But yeah, the combat's quite nice. You got a little bit of variety in enemies. It definitely matters what weapons that you're using. Like if I go on mine at the moment, I've got this one purple, one blue. Look how much that's worth. That's worth 15,000. Got that off like a mini boss. I won't say too much. And I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos by now of that if you find a tombstone, you might find the modified tombstone, and then you might find the advanced tombstone. So it's obvious which ones are better because the damage is higher or the other stats are better. One simply might have a scope that you want to use over another one. But yeah, quite enjoying the ground combat. Probably more than the space combat, which at first I felt a little bit disappointed with. I wanted to enjoy the space combat more than the ground combat, but I think that might slowly change over time, you know, as you get better and better ship and you probably start participating in more epic battles, because the start of these games,
Most folk prefer the jetpack.
most difficult getting a good setup of weapons, so in the combat it's like, oh, let's see what he's got, and then equip that mid-fight, and then you run into the next enemy and seeing what gun he's got, and then equipping that mid-fight. Now I'm at a stage where I'm just comfortable with the weapons I've got, and I can blaze through. Obviously I'll be loot, still I'll just spam E, I'll just spam them when I run past, boom 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 boom, instead of having that couple of minutes investigation on what I just picked up. But yeah, really enjoying it. So coming on to the inventory, onto your weapons, you can see mine have got love hearts here. This means I've added them to favourites. It just helps combat flow a bit better. Instead of coming into your inventory all the time during a fight, you don't really want that. So if I hit B on the keyboard, you can see what I've got in my quick slots. So it's just a range of weapons using different ammunition, from pistols, shotguns, machine guns, sniper rifle, got a grenade launcher on the end there. and I've got my quick slot for my heals, also a quick slot for grenades. So it's in that slot with the bracket where I can just press G for the grenade. I've got lasers up here. I suppose you can get combat stims and other things in that section. And I've just found this much better for free-flowing combat. Also got the perk tree here. Not sure it's much of a tree, it's more like different sections that you can see across the top here. If I go over to tech, I've selected, let's see a skill that I haven't completed yet. So when I selected this skill, you can now utilise ship thrusters. It's kind of locked until you complete the challenge. So this is where it differs a little bit from your typical RPGs, because normally you just level up and you get that skill. This is giving you the chance to choose whichever perk that you want. You have to start at the top row, and then once you choose one, you have to complete that task to unlock the bonus. And I think once I've got 4 up there, I can now choose one on the second row. So you're just progressing your way down to the best stuff. So I found that quite interesting. When it comes to research, I'm not even going to go to the research table because it's a little bit pointless. It doesn't need too much explanation. When you first see it, you think, oh, what's all this? Just spam resources into it, guys. Just whatever you've got, just spam it in there. What I've been doing is taking all my materials out of the ship cargo when I go to the lodge, walk in the lodge, go downstairs in there, there's the science room, bosh, chuck in everything that you can. You sometimes get a boost as well, like say something only wanted 4, it'll only take 2 and it'll give you 1 of something you've not got. So don't rack your brains over it too much, like thinking, oh, I need to go and get this, I need to go and get that. I mean, there is a shop in Atlantis, so if you really feel like you need to unlock whatever it is that you're researching, pop over to the shop. They've probably got that material in stock. But yeah, I kind of like this section here. The star map's very useful in navigating, but obviously in this game you can press L, bring up all your missions, go to the altar system, and it says in the bottom right R to set course, so you just lock in that destination with R, and the game does a lot for you, say compared to Elite Dangerous, where you had to control the nav guide a little bit better, especially in the early days. I'm not sure if they've changed that now, but some hardcore space fans might say this takes away from the experience. I don't think it's really taken away from the experience. You're just buying straight in the action instead of trying to line things up yourself. So I prefer that way of doing things. And then you've got your ship section to the bottom left. Tells you what condition your hull's in, just there. You can repair that with ship parts. This was the starter ship that it was given. I've just been throwing parts onto it. More cargo holds, more lasers. As you can see, there's a lot of lasers there that I used in the combat clip. How do I get off that? And then altogether the value is almost 75k, which is a bit heavy at 681 mass, and this is what I was, again, coming back to the ship builder. The mass was in red, but it doesn't seem to be affecting me all that much. Maybe it will when the ship's full of cargo, but it's 430 out of 1300 at the moment. Doesn't seem to be any performance issues. You can see how many light years you can jump, things like that. So overall, it's a nice little inventory. apart from this section, it looks a bit basic, but that's why you add things into your favourites, so you don't need to be coming in here all the time and going through this mess. I want to quickly show you some ship combat. You've got third person and first person view when you're flying a ship, which is great. We've got these weapons and our systems down in the bottom left. You can see that first power is very full. That means I have got a lot of power on my first weapon systems, which is mainly lasers. Let's target this guy and move into range. Just absolutely pound him with these lasers. There we go. Having a pop at me. Let's return fire.
Touch the enemy's shield grid is prime.
Back into third person to acquire the third target. It's level 12, so this one's got a lot more firepower than the previous two. Oh, heads up. Come around, come around.
Enemy's ground target's shield gone down.
And boom, there we have it. And then you can collect their loot as well if you've got some on board. Yeah, my ship's looking a little bit funky at the moment, but it works. I was in the shipbuilder for a while, got enough engines on board that it works, enough fuel so I can jump decent distances, and more importantly, lots of lasers. So it feels a little bit less in depth than, say, Elite Dangerous. You've sort of got your hard points in the bottom left. Let me hold control, and you can see me tabbing around down there. So I could take power off those lasers. I have got missiles on board, and an emitter that does a lot of electrical damage. And then of course we could boost his engines up for more speed, more maneuverability. So it's a little bit like other space games in that respect. I do feel like there's something missing with the directional controls. It might be me not figured something out yet, but like the pitch and the yaw. So it could be a little bit simpler on how it functions. But for me, it's the battles are still intense. I'm looking forward to getting bigger and better ships and fighting bigger and better ships. It's quite enjoyable, quite fun. This is where a lot of my money on the ship, a lot of my money is going on the ship. It's worth 75k, so I could have bought something a bit more expensive, but I've just been ploughing the money into the original one. To show you can. Let's just change power back to my lasers and show you that you can mine asteroids as well. You just got to get close to the one with the symbol on there, mineral deposit, water. So not in the richest of areas, a bit of water, but you get the idea that these are mineable. So yeah, that's just a bit of ship combat. I think these are brilliant transition screens.
I just like these are my favorite.
Immersive. And of course, you can go to third person anytime you want. There she is, the beaut. See the missiles there in the middle. Attach the big lasers on the edges. That's the like electromagnetic weapon. I put wings on just to add more cargo space. Oh yeah, pretty fun. Let's get the scanner out. Science outpost, I just want to check this out. So for scanning, you continuously have to go up to the objects. You can't just scan one and it count. You have to keep going up to them until it gets 100%. I'm never a big fan of the sort of explore and scan. They're 100%ed. You can. I have seen you can get good rewards in places.
What do we got?
The scan missions, but it must be a popular thing to do for some people. I ain't knocking it.
Are you working toward that next technological leap? Then let Ryujin Industries help.
So when I got to this location, I'm like, what does this remind you of? Well, Cyberpunk?
Technology Corporation.
I must say, this city's performance is a lot better than the starter city of Atlantis. So I think they've still got some teething issues from Atlantis, because there's a lot more going off in this city. And this is like a location that the developers must have made later on. There's a lot of assets, the performance is great. So if anyone's having issues with Atlantis City, don't expect like it's going to be like that the whole game. Like other locations seem to be running pretty well.
If you know.
And this is very smooth.
Gucci's a lot of fun. They even bring Cora here.
What's happening? Why is everyone running?
Looks like things are getting interesting.
Well, I said performance is getting better. There's an invisible alien. Well, that's cleared the streets. The reaction's quite good. I enjoyed the reaction when people have run away. You can hear the screams going off everywhere. This guy's froze. So yeah, Neon City, very good performance, as I was saying. But what I'm not happy with in terms of performance, that's just
Nobody's here now.
Might be the right one, really. But this is quite common throughout the game. So you've got this amazing open space, and then you get a shop. Or in this case, the Freestar Rangers faction. It's like, oh, entrance, doorway. You just want the doorway to open and enter the building. Loading screen. It's a fast loading screen, but it's just so disappointing. It's so disappointing. I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh, but how big really is this area? How many more assets are there in this building? What? I suppose then you'd have to count that for every building, but it's one room. It's one room. It's not a massive area. And then when you leave as well, just a nitpick. These are still going nuts. Aren't you security? You're security and you're not killing that little alien, but I didn't want this to happen. This wasn't planned. I was singing praises for Neon City, almost got that cyberpunk kind of vibe. Really immersive, and again you can run around in third person. Third person, it actually makes this place look really big. Yeah, another location. So this is a person at New Atlantis who sells you new ships and when you upgrade or build your own ship.
I'm sure you can find something.
So 54,000 mine's worth, a little bit more than that. It's not worth that much, it's worth 75k. Oh, it kind of looks like that. That's interesting. But I do want to show you the ship builder. So there's tons of assets on the ship builder. I ran out of money earlier, so that's why mine looks a bit janky, but it gets the job done. I'm a little bit disappointed that you're only allowed one shield generator, so I don't know whether a lot later in the game you're going to get some really powerful shield generators and that's kind of how it limits your progression, or whether you unlock a second slot or something like that. But that's different to say other space games like, again, Elite Dangerous, or if you wanted to spam loads of points of your drives into your shields, you could do that, or into your armor. Don't seem to have that capability to do that on here, but you sort of do with the weapons. Like I went overboard with these lasers when they seem to be working very well. I've got backup missiles for that longer range engagement if that pops up from time to time. But you've got your hubs, which there you have your people, and on those you can just stick different components on these sections here. If I see a slot like that that's highlighting up, I just press G, and then it brings up all the stuff that can attach to it. You can cycle across that with T, so you could add different structures. I mean, that looks pretty cool. It won't really do much, but it's just, some things are just there to look cool, and some things are more functional. Like if I put this little wing on here, and then that gives me these little points. I press G on that. That's just a weapon slot because there's no other choice. So could put some missiles on the end there. Obviously, I'd need to change up my weapon groupings. But I mean, that actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. But I've got my storage there at the moment. Oh, and if you don't like what you've done, you just Control Z it. Boom, boom. Keep going, keep going. Oh, I could keep going, but I just want to slam that on the end. And then you see my cargo. Without that, it's only 1,000. Control Z, boom, it's like 1,300. If you don't want to just click on the little slots, you're just starting a brand new build. You just press G for the shop, and then look at all this stuff. I mean, more stuff might unlock later. They might add DLC. Bearing in mind some of this stuff, how to explain it? One of the engines, I need to be like a higher level in one of the skill trees to have that engine. So to me that's telling me there's more parts unlocking as you progress. I think you can really go to town and change the colour of this for customization. Obviously, when I've got a ship worth hundreds and hundreds of thousands, I'll probably do that. I'm not going to spend much time doing that right at this moment, because I'm probably going to be chopping and changing things left, right, and centre. And just to show you, like if I just rip those off, and delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that. Delete that. Let's put something funky on there, and look at that big thing there. You're gonna spot that a mile away, aren't you? There's no other little slots on it, and maybe just get rid of that. What else can go up here? Just change how that looks. And then pay for that. Exit, automatically do that. And then straight away, as soon as you come out
I'll
of
be
here,
at my booth if you need me.
boom, look at that, it's changed. I just think that's great. For how good the graphics are and how instantaneous it is. It just shows you that you're going to have the creativity to build some funky stuff. Obviously, you can change all the colours and stuff. I've not done that yet. I'll do it when I've done a lot of chopping and changing. It shoots worth hundreds of thousands, and I'm really happy with it. I've got higher skills, but yeah, it's quite an impressive feature. But yeah, the game is currently free on the Xbox Game Pass, which is a very small subscription cost. I'm currently playing the game through there. I'm pretty happy with it. So overall verdict is, graphics are great, character customization is one of the best looking I've ever seen, ever. The ground combat is really fun. Just get over that initial finding your weapons and building your loadout by favouriting. Ship combat, it's okay. It's okay. Some planets are looking way better than others, and also some performance areas are a lot better than others. The quest system and getting around, navigation is as fun and as friendly that a big space game can get, in my opinion. The companion system, that seems cool, similar to Skyrim. I've not got the outpost part of the game unlocked, but that sounds fun and interesting to me. You've got the trading, the stealing, the pickpocketing. You've got even more than that with contraband, trying to sneak illegal items into systems. You've got different factions, so you can see there's going to be a lot of replayability. You know, are you going to help that group of people this time? Are you going to go against that group of people this time? As I said, I'm currently playing on free on the Xbox Game Pass. But would I recommend this game as, you know, the $60, $70, $80? I would on PC and Xbox, if you're not going to be too picky about the performance. Like I say, I'm running a 3090, and in that Atlantis, the starter city, it was annoying me. It was dropping down to 40 frames, and this has been the first game on my PC where I've had to come off ultra. But I know it's not my hardware; it's how they've programmed it, and it's evident when you go to Neon City, which is running a lot smoother. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game. I went to work yesterday, and I was like, I just can't wait to get home again and play this game. And boy, I'll tell you what, I've not had that feeling for years now. Like, you know, me and the boys used to say, what happened to the days of just wanting to get home from work and play Call of Duty or play whatever game. Well, I am getting this with Starfield. I wanted to come home, I wanted to finish designing my ship, I wanted to get the weapons on there, I want to take it into combat, which is it's just great. It's just great if games are coming back into passion like that again, and I'm sure they'll fix some of the performance issues for PC. Will they fix that on a console when it's capped at 30 frames? Probably not, but this is a different discussion for people wanting the mid-gen console, the PlayStation 5 Plus or whatever it's going to be. And I've actually refrained from buying. This is the first Sony PlayStation I've not bought on like release week, because I've got this very good PC. They're not bringing out very good exclusives. I've got a friend of mine, and who's got the PlayStation. He keeps telling me to buy PS5. I like, tell me a game to buy the PS5 for that I can't play with you on this. And he's mentioned a couple names, and it turns out it's available on the PC. Maybe Final Fantasy 16 actually would do it for me. There's one or two out there, but I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till the PS5 Plus get integrated changeable hard drives and some power performance. It might be something I get into VR on. I've not tried VR yet on PC or a console. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Starfield, is it worth it? Am I enjoying it? Yes. and I hope I've shown you a few different insights, giving you some something to think about whether you think you'll buy it or not. But if you have enjoyed it, if you have enjoyed this video, leave us a like, leave us a comment. Really appreciate it. Starfield, brilliant.